recently I asked ChatGPT to name the 10 worst Splatoon stages of all time, and that list was a little bit controversial, but now I have asked it to name the 10 best Splatoon stages of all time. And honestly, this list, from what I'm seeing, might be even more controversial. I don't know, but we'll see. So let's get into what ChatGPT thinks are the 10 best Splatoon stages of all time. So at number 10 here on ChatGPT's best Splatoon stages of all time, we have a Splatoon 3 stage, and that is the very first stage in the game, technically, which is Scorch Gorge. Now, they say that Scorch Gorge's rocky terrain and open center create a chaotic battlefield where control can swing rapidly. The elevated platforms provide essential coverage, while the central area is a splitting frenzy. Its design encourages constant movement, making it a strong pick for high-octane matches. And honestly, here's the thing, I do like Scorch Gorge. I don't know if I'd put it on this list personally. It's more of like a B tier stage for me. I feel like with the DLC, they've had a lot more like really unique and cool stages that I'd probably put on this list from Splatoon 3. But I feel like Scorch Gorge is a pretty solid, like, first stage in Splatoon, similar to Salt Spray Rig from 1 or, the Reef from Splatoon 2, which I'm so surprised that was on the worst list. That was not one of the worst stages. Sorry, the Reef. But, yeah, Scorch Gorge, I would disagree here. I do like it, but I wouldn't put it in top 10, personally. I feel like there's so many more stages that, you know, offer a bit more, you know, a bit more to do battle-wise versus Scorch Gorge, but I feel like Scorch Gorge is a very solid pick here, but I'd put probably a lot above it, so I would disagree here, but I do still like Scorch Gorge. At number 9 here, we have a stage that I'm kind of mixed on. I do like some things about it, and I also don't like some things about it. Another Splatoon 3 stage, by the way, which is Undertow Spillway. Now, here's the thing. I think overall it's a good stage, but I feel like this is one of those stages that I don't like specifically in Splat Zones. I don't like the ones with, like, two very, very small stages, similar to how it was in, what was it, Black Belly Skate Park from the first game, where, like, the zones are really, really tiny and there's 2 of them. I just feel like they can be taken way too easily. So, but again, that is one mode, and I feel like the other modes are probably fine in this game. So similar to Scorch Gorge, I wouldn't really put this on a top 10 list, but what they said here about Undertow Spillway is, the narrow linear layout makes every encounter feel claustrophobic and intense. Close quarters weapons dominate, but the elevated areas also provide a essential sniper position. Sorry, I do agree with that. That is definitely a good thing. It's a map that rewards aggressive, in-your-face tactics while still offering strategic high ground. That I can see. I guess people do, like, if you're a sniper, you'd probably like the more elevated vertical stages, like Moray Towers, so definitely a fair point there. But I feel like overall, I probably would also not put this on a top 10 list. I feel like there's just, I don't know. I mean, they did make a good point about there being, you know, these elevated sniper platforms, which is pretty good for, like, you know, getting sneak attacks in from a higher, from the high ground. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of mixing this one. I think I am more leaning towards being positive over negative, but, I don't know. I wouldn't put it on this list personally, but similar to Scorch Gorge, I do like it still, so, yeah, good points here, but I wouldn't put it on this list personally. At number 8 here, we have a stage that I'm so glad is on this list. I'd rank it a lot higher than this personally, but I'm glad it's here regardless, so thank you ChatGPT, which is, of course, my favorite stage from the very first Splatoon game, Mahi Mahi Resort. Now, I mentioned how the Splatoon 3 version was number 1 on our list in the top 10 worst, which I don't agree it's like the worst of all time, but it is like a it's a big downgrade from the first one. But this stage, man, that like I love my Resort. I'm so sad that they, you know, kind of made it feel less fun to play on in Splatoon 3, but the first game's version of it was so much fun. I always had a blast playing on it. You know, you got the water, you got the just the whole beach hotel sort of vibe here. You know, lots of cool elevation and platforms to go on. So I feel like 3's was just a bit too condensed, and it didn't really feel like, you know, there was, like, they did have a bunch of places to go, but it just felt a bit too cramped, especially in Splat Zones. So yeah, this one they mentioned, of course, the elevated water, which is cool. That's a very cool strategy. But yeah, I for sure prefer 1 over 3. I feel like 3 is still a fine stage, but I wouldn't put 3 above 1. I feel like 1 was the, like, right size, the right kind of vibe. It didn't really feel that cramped, and then 3's just kind of felt a bit smaller in scope. So, yeah, I agree. This is my favorite stage of all time from Splatoon 1. Probably my favorite of all time, potentially. I have to really think about that, but this is probably a top 5 for me of all time, for sure. Number 7 here, we have what I think is a fan favorite from Splatoon 2. It's one that I don't know if I love it that much, but I do have a lot of fun playing on it pretty much anytime I get it. So, number 7 here, we have Wahoo World from Splatoon 2. They mentioned the Splatoon 2 version, not the 3 version. So, they say the rotating platforms make each match unpredictable, preventing campers from holding one area too long. Its vibrant design and diverse sightlines make it ideal for both close and long-range engagements. The central area is a constant hot zone, fostering intense skirmishes. Yeah, honestly, I really do like the spinning platform down below the central platform. I feel like that's definitely a good place to, you know, have some pretty intense, like, one-on-ones or like, just matches overall down there. Good elevation here, a lot of good places to do some sneak attacks. The central platform, as they mentioned, is a good place to, you know, get some good ground and, you know, judge where to go from there in terms of where the enemy's coming. So, yeah, I agree with this one. I'd probably put it on this list personally. Maybe not my personal top 10, but I do think people would probably have this in their top 10 overall. Because this is a pretty good fan favorite from Splatoon 2. And again, the whole theme park, like Santa Monica vibe here is pretty cool. I feel like people would probably put certain ones on their top 10 just based on the vibe of it, like just the backgrounds and just what the stage is based on. But even though, like, you know, I do love theme parks, I feel like the stage overall is still a pretty good stage to fight on. So, yeah, I kind of agree here. This is probably the first, well, besides Mahi Mahi, obviously. This is the, this is another very good candidate for pretty much anybody's top 10 of all time. Well, guys, our Splatoon 2 streak continues here with number 6 because we have another Splatoon 2 stage and another fan favorite, I think, which is Sturgeon Shipyard. And honestly, I like this one a lot. I think it's one of my favorite Splatoon 2 stages, along with the one we'll get to later on this list. But yeah, I enjoy Sturgeon. I feel like there's a lot of good elevation, a lot of good places to, you know, scope out the area and see where people are coming from. The side platforms are definitely a good place to get some action going on in there. The girders, I think, you know, I'm not a fan of girders because you can't really, you know, dodge anything from there. You can't go into squid mode, but I mean, they're not really, they're pretty small and thin, and they're not really, you know, too present there, so I kind of can agree with that. The bottom section below the middle platform is where I think some pretty good stuff can happen, because that's like all great, right? You can't even like dodge there, so if you're down there and you're trying to like, you know, sneak attack, you are pretty exposed, so it's kind of a high risk, high reward sort of thing, I guess. But yeah, I'd agree here. I feel like Sturgeon's probably one of my like top 5 from Splatoon 2, along with the one we'll get to later, spoiler alert. But yeah, I enjoy Sturgeon. Good elevation, good tactics you can do here. Middle platform is a good place to get some good fights going in. Again, the place below the middle platform is definitely a place to, you know, be risky if you want to. So, yeah, I think that this one is definitely a pretty good pick for a top 10 list. Stop! Now she'll die a virgin. Stop! Stop it! Okay. Stop. Okay.
Stay the fuck in the fucking car!
Oh, fuck! That was a sneak peek of all the content that you might be missing out on by not becoming a YouTube member. When you're a YouTube member, you get so much bonus content, such as all my anime watch-throughs, classic content like old Twitch streams, movie watch-alongs, and more. So what are you waiting for? Hit the join button down below, pick the tier you want, and enjoy all the benefits that come with your YouTube membership. If you're already a member, thank you for your support, enjoy your benefits, and now let's get back into the video. At number 5 here, we're going back to Splatoon 3 because we have a Splatoon 3 version of the Splatoon 1 stage, which is Flounder Heights. Now, this one I for sure agree with. Like, I love Mahi Mahi, you guys know already, I mentioned that earlier. Best one for me in that game, but Flounder Heights I also really enjoy. Now, they did mention the Splatoon 3 version. They said here that it refines the original by slightly expanding certain areas and providing more inking opportunities. The multi-level design remains, making it a vertical playground for rollers and chargers alike. The added polish gives it a fresher, more tactical feel. Now, here's the thing. I've always liked the more vertical, elevated stages like Mori Towers and this one, because I feel like there's just a lot more opportunity to, like, you know, do sneak attacks and really just get one up on your opponent. You know, inking up the walls to sneak attack them. So I feel like this one might be one of the best, like, just overall vertical elevation stages on Mori Towers. I think Mori Towers is probably still the king of that kind of genre when it comes to Splatoon stages, but this one is also pretty good. I love Flounder Heights, and I agree here. This multi-level design definitely makes for a vertical playground, as they mentioned here from ChatGPT. So, yeah, this is definitely a top 10 for me, I would think, of all time. This one is probably like maybe like one of the lower top, like on the lower top 10 for me, but I still think Flounder Heights is one of my favorites of all time, so I agree here. Number 4 here, we have one that I don't think people would maybe put on their top 10, but I think it's a pretty good candidate. It's one of the smaller stages in scope, but for Splatoon 2, we have Inkblot Art Academy. Now, they mentioned the Splatoon 2 version, not the 3 version, but they're both kind of similar, so I guess pick your poison. But they say here, the combination of open areas and narrow paths makes the map versatile for all weapon classes. The elevated middle area is a prime vantage point, I agree there. Ideal for chargers, while the side alleys offer perfect flanking opportunities, definitely agree there as well. It's a well-balanced map for every game mode. That I can see, that last sentence. It is a very well-balanced map for every one of the game modes. I feel like there's not really a mode that feels lesser on this map than other ones. I feel like Tower Control is good, Rainmaker's good, Splat Zones, having the whole middle area be the Splat Zone works. Clan Blitz is also good, so yeah, I feel like that last sentence really does kind of make a good argument for why this is a top 10. So, it wouldn't be on my top 10 personally, probably, but, I still really enjoy Inkblot. I feel like this is one of the more well-balanced, just overall stages in Splatoon, and, you know, not a lot goes on here, personally, but I feel like that's not really a bad thing. I feel like just, you know, it's got elevation here and there, it's got some, you know, the middle platform. So, you know, it might be, like, a bit more condensed than your average, like, top 10 Splatoon stage, but, it's a good one. And I feel like, again, as they mentioned here, it's a well-balanced map for every game mode. And I feel like that's definitely a good argument as to why this could be on anybody's top 10. So, yeah, not on my top 10 personally, but I do enjoy it, and I feel like this is a good candidate for other people's top 10s. Number 3 here, we have another Splatoon 2 stage, and it's been dominating. I don't know why. People love Splatoon 2 apparently, but number 3 here, we have what I think is yet another fan favorite from Splatoon 2, which is Manta Maria. And honestly, I agree here. I think my top 5 would probably be like, well, I can't say number 1 because that's coming up, but Manta Maria's on there, probably Sturgeon, and probably, I don't know what else, but this one's on there. I enjoy the whole, like, ship vibe here. I love all the elevation here. Similar to Inkblot, there's not a lot going on, but I feel like just the overall theme of it being a ship that you fight on is kind of cool. The middle area is a good spot to, like, you know, just have some insane action going on. There's a good little, like, side area to get into the enemy's base and, you know, do some sneak attacks here and there. But, and also, here's the thing. I do like the masts, which are the giant poles, but, you are kind of exposed up there, because, again, it is, great, and you can't really, you can ink the, like, the side of it, I think, but you can't really, like, walk around it and, like, do some stuff, because you are pretty exposed there. But it's kind of a cool idea. So, I don't know if I put it on, like, my top 10 of all time, but, like, Splatoon 2, for sure. This is, like, a top 5 for Splatoon 2 for me. But again, this is a fan favorite, so similar to Sturgeon and, what was it, Inkblot, this might be a, one for other people's top 10s, but it's not on mine, so, I don't know, but I still love Manta Maria. It's a good concept, good stage, good action going on here, so, yeah, pretty good pick here, but it wouldn't be, like, on my top 10 or, like, even, like, my upper top 10, but it is still a very, very good stage. So we've been doing good this entire list, pretty much. We have some really good picks in there, like, Inkblot, Flounder, and other stuff. Number 2, though, is going to break the streak here, unfortunately, because it has a stage here that I really don't like at all. from Splatoon 2, and that is Humpback Pump Track. Now, here's the thing. I think people do love this, but personally, there's some issues here with why I don't like it. I like the whole elevated sort of madness going on here with the entire stage, but I don't know. It's just never really clicked with me. I feel like, you know, it's pretty easy to go along any side of the stage and just do, like, flanks or whatever. I don't know. It's just, I can't really put, like, my finger on, like, a big, like, one reason why I don't like it, but I just don't have that much fun ever playing on it, and maybe it's because, again, like, you know, the sides are probably just too easy to do sneak attacks, and the middle area is fine, but I don't know, like, I've never really vibed with Humpback Pump Track, and I can't really tell why, but what they have here is, the circular bowl-shaped layout promotes non-stop action. The sloped terrain creates natural choke points, while the open center ensures constant skirmishes. It's great for rollers and blasters, with plenty of curved surfaces for surprise attacks and quick escapes. Yeah, good points, but, like, I don't know, man. I gotta, like, play on it more, probably, and, like, take notes down, but I've never really vibed with Humpback Pump Track, personally, and I can't really tell you why. It's just, I feel like the elevation might be a little bit too much, if that makes sense. I feel like I get what they're going for, but, I don't know. Like, I can't really touch more on it, because I can't really, you know, I'm trying to think of, like, big reasons why I just don't like it, but, yeah, it's just not a favorite for me, so I wouldn't put it on my personal top 10, so, I disagree here. And here we are, the #1 best Splatoon stage of all time from ChatGPT. Now, do you have any guesses? Maybe? Give you a second or two? Alright, so I am so happy, because here's the thing, we didn't get Mahi Mahi as #1, which is my favorite in Splatoon 1, but we did get my favorite stage of all time from Splatoon 2, which is Mako Mart, baby. I adore Mako Mart so much. I love the theme here, with it being just a grocery store kind of vibe here. I love all the platforms. I love, it's just, you know, there's not really a whole lot going on here, but I feel like it's one of the more balanced from any game mode. And what they say here is, Mako Mart is a compact, symmetrical, and perfectly balanced, I agree, for all game modes. Also agree. Its narrow aisles and open center encourage constant confrontations, making it a tactical battleground. The vertical platforms add depth for ambushes, and the layout is easy to navigate, yet challenging to dominate. That one right there. The layout is easy to navigate, but hard to master. I kind of agree there. That is why I love this. I feel like it's a very good stage just to travel around, but it is hard to, like, really, you know, figure out how to dominate this stage. But yeah, this stage rules, man. This is my #1 favorite of all time for Splatoon 2. I feel like 2 probably had the most in terms of, like, ones that I'd put on my top 10, which is evident here, because, like, most of these are from Splatoon 2 based on ChatGPT's opinions here. But yeah, Mako Mart's great. I love it. Like, I never not have fun playing any game mode on Mako Mart. I always have a good time with it. So yeah, top 5 of all time, but definitely #1 is Splatoon 2 for me. I for sure agree here. Well, there you have it. Those are ChatGPT's picks for the top 10 Splatoon stages of all time, and honestly, I thought it'd be a bit more controversial than the worst list, but honestly, it actually wasn't that bad. I feel like, you know, there are stages that should have been on there in my opinion, but overall, pretty good job from ChatGPT. We had Mako Mart, we had Flounder Heights, we had Inkplot, we had Manta Maria, so pretty good picks in there. But what do you think is the best Splatoon stage? Let me know in the comments down below, but in the meantime, make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell, and smash that like button for more amazing GPT videos coming in the future, as always, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.